Season 4, Episode 4, Wisdom of the Ages, features Homelander, Anthony Starr, who returns to the lab where he was reared as a child. The showrunner of The Boys, Eric Kripke, explains why. Even though the superhero series is notorious for its graphic scenes, Homelander's complete surrender to his evil side in the most recent Boys Season 4 episode managed to escalate the violence even further. In the episode, the Soup comes up unexpectedly at the lab and begins torturing and murdering the crew. But Kripke says there's a rationale behind his horrific and seemingly unprovoked massacre. Kripke talked about Homelander's return to the lab in The Boys Season 4 in an interview with TV Insider. Homelander feels that all of his flaws and human characteristics came from the lab, which is why the showrunner said he came back to kill the part of him that's human. His efforts in the lab may temporarily ease his suffering, but eventually he is unable to get go of his humanity, which is driving him insane because it contradicts his hatred of others. See Kripke's declaration below. He felt like that everything stemmed from his time there. Therefore, his goal was to finally face his sentiments of humanity and vulnerability as well as his need for love and approval. He therefore desired to confront and destroy it. And did he succeed? He probably believes he was successful. Homelander's problem is that despite his best efforts to suppress or kill his humanity and turn into a god, he will always be a human being with feelings. And I believe this is what is gradually making him insane. That is, despite his hatred of humanity, he is still a human. Furthermore, I don't need the audience's sympathy for Homelander. I want to state unequivocally that I neither support nor condone any of his actions. However, I want them to gain a deeper understanding of him and the reasons behind his personality. Simply put, I detest and lack the skills necessary to develop villains who are evil only for the sake of being evil. They're evil because they have a really huge mismatch between their internal life where they think they're a hero and their exterior existence where they're obviously not. I'm curious about that area as well as what causes someone to be so self-deluded. The most recent episode of The Boys serves as a reminder to viewers of Homelander's early trauma and its influence on his eventual persona. Even though Kripke doesn't want everyone to feel sorry for the Soup, the memory of his upbringing invariably evokes such feelings. Homelander could have suffered the worst childhood trauma out of all the characters in The Boys. It has been shown that the Supreme never experienced infancy through flashbacks in both the main series and parts of The Boys' presence. Diabolical. He was practically bred in a lab as an experiment rather than being nurtured by parents. Although Vought scientist Dr. Jonah Vogelbaum, John Doman, offered a tiny degree of warmth to the young boy, it wasn't anywhere near what a child would experience from a mother and father. In Homelander's early years, most scientists feared him because he was uncontrollably powerful. He was terribly alone and frequently observed from a distance because no one would approach or touch him. Homelander grew up surrounded by patriotic propaganda and endured horrifying experiments meant to push the boundaries of his abilities. In The Boys Season 4, Homelander confronts his trauma in a horrific way, further cementing the impact of his early years. The show also serves as a reminder to viewers that his actions are not entirely the result of his upbringing, since he faces his past in a way that no one could approve of. Although his early life had a significant influence, it is insufficient to justify his actions or explain why he became the person he did. The fact that the boys see the effects of Homelander's difficult upbringing gives the antagonist greater nuance and empathy.